looks like Terence Crawford possibly could be taking the back door, man, to get at Errol Spence. If he happens to sign with Oscar De La Hoya, chances are, man, he could possibly fight Rocha or Virgil Ortiz. Now, with Virgil Ortiz and Stanionis about to go at it, possibly March 18th, Stanionis, he has a very good shot at defeating Virgil Ortiz. That is possibly the best competition that Virgil Ortiz has faced so far in his career. So that's going to be a hell of a fight. Now, the winner of that fight, possibly Terence Crawford can get that fight. If he signs with Golden Boy, that's money. With Oscar De La Hoya, if it makes dollars, it makes sense, and he's going to make that fight. Terence Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz will be a huge fight. And with Spence going up to 154 to fight Keith Thurman, everybody under the boxing sun says that, you know what, he's not coming back down. And if he comes back down, will he be the same Errol Spence? Now, we all know Errol walking around heavy, but walking around heavy and fighting at a weight is something totally different. Now, he's going to have to train for that 54 weight to make that weight. But once he fights Keith Thurman, when he steps into that ring, Errol Spence is going to be 160 plus. Who knows, 170. And who knows if he's going to balloon after that fight, or is he just going to get right back in the jump and come right back down? Now, we've seen what happened with Canelo. Yes, he was moving up and down in weight, but when he tried to go up too far in weight and fight Bivol, we've seen what happened. Is that what Errol Spence is doing? Although he's only going up one weight class, it is a little bit different. But Errol's getting older, and he said it himself, and like he's tired of, always having, it's hard to make 147, it's hard to make that weight. He's getting older. His body is doing different things at this age, in this state of his career, than it was possibly 5 years ago. Now, will that fight happen versus him and Crawford? Everybody still wants to see that fight, and I believe that Bud wants that fight. Spence, does he want that fight? Honestly, I don't know, because possibly Spence wants whatever, Al Heyman wants. And really, that ain't the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not Errol. I'm not Al. I'm not in control of his career. And the fight fans, sometimes the fights that fans want isn't the fights that fighters want. Now, that may be the case with Crawford versus Spence. But I do believe Crawford wants that fight. And him moving with Oscar De La Hoya, if that happens, that possibly could be a backdoor to him getting a shot at being a unified champion and possibly an undisputed welterweight champion. Because Crawford facing Virgil Ortiz, a lot of people said Virgil's going to give Crawford fits. Now, let's see how he looks against Stanionis. I don't believe that Virgil Ortiz, he has the boxing ability to give Crawford fits. I believe he got the power. If he catches Bud to possibly hurt him, I will give him that much. But Bud knows this. So basically, he's going to go into that fight with Virgil Ortiz, and he's going to outsmart him, outbox him. And Bud got power himself, so he can hurt Virgil. Virgil hasn't fought a puncher like Terence Crawford. If Bud hurts Virgil, Bud can finish him. It's as simple as that. And Bud Crawford is dangerous, man. He can give Virgil Ortiz different looks. And Virgil Ortiz hasn't faced the level of competition to prepare him for a fight like Terence Crawford. Stanionis is not even, a glimpse at a possible fight with Terence Crawford. Stanionis doesn't have that type of style. So if he fights Stanionis and happens to beat Stanionis, and after that fight, Oscar De La Hoya sits down and try to make Virgil Ortiz versus Terence Crawford, yes, financially, that is a huge payday. That is a huge fight. It's going to generate a lot of money for the fighters and also for the promotional companies involved, of course. But at the same time, styles make fights. And that's a bad style matchup for Virgil Ortiz. It's a great opportunity as far as legacy and career and payday, but that's a very dangerous fight for Virgil Ortiz. And as far as the power factor for Virgil Ortiz, that could be a dangerous fight for Terence Crawford. But I believe Terence Crawford, he has the edge in that fight because he has the skill, the experience, the IQ, and Bud got power. Yes, he has come up from a lighter weight division, but Bud Crawford is something like Manny Pacquiao. He's gotten stronger as he's went up. You know what I mean? He hasn't lost power. He hasn't lost ability. And a lot of people said after his last fight, when he fought, was his legs the same? Now, that's a good question because as you get older, you start to lose a little bit of that athletic ability. But the power is the last thing to leave a fighter when they start to age. And I believe that Bud Crawford, he has a clean lifestyle like Manny Pacquiao. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't party. This dude, he's very athletic, very outgoing, fishes, hikes, stays in the gym. So I don't see Terence Crawford diminishing too much. I believe he still has possibly 2 to possibly 3 years left, in the sport, if he chooses to. If he can get that Virgil Ortiz fight, win that fight, get in line for the WBA, he's already the WBO champion, and he can possibly get that Errol Spence fight. And if he happens to be successful in that fight and becomes undisputed, we may see Terence Crawford defend those titles at 147 once before he moves up to 154 and possibly try to fight Charlo. Then after that, man, Bud Crawford, there's really nothing left for him to do. You know what I mean? You're talking about he could possibly be a 3-time undisputed champion. It's time for him to walk out of his... If he can get these fights and end his career, how he wants to end his career, if he can be a 3-time undisputed champion, Terence Crawford's not only going to be paid, but he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. A 3-time, you know what I mean, 3-time undisputed champion, Buzz is going to be good. And I think that's what Terence Crawford wants to do. But will he be successful? We just going to have to see. Talk big, stand up, it's your boy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You already know how I play. Share the truth. Bro Minotti.